Hope all you swabbies are still awake. Late Night Mega here, and can we even get into this stage right now? It's 22nd place by Kitsune Fox. Darkwing City. This is gonna be a Darkwing Duck reference? It better be. Oh look, who didn't really like it? It's M-Jack. And Parmesan really did like it. Well, we're back to the normal variants of judge scoring. I can get into it! Yeah, this is Darkwing Duck references. E-tanks at autos. Don't jump off of buildings, kids. It is dangerous for your health. Fireman. Burning services. We got these platforms. I like these platforms. Spark Power Company. Now, we're seeing their advertisements here. I kind of hope they're mini-bosses or something. Flashman's Disco. Okay, so we got 3 Robot Masters that were... Ah! Okay, that was not... That was excessive damage. That was not warned very well, and there was no way to go back up and redo that. Not a good way to introduce the lasers. Like, okay, we'll talk about how this could have even been introduced without changing the level setup at all. Okay, so aesthetically it might cause an issue, but you could put a laser in the wall there going up and down. Just as a way to indicate that, hey, there's gonna be lasers coming up. Because when I saw this... Easy! Not that easy. What am I doing? I was gonna try to go to the right, and then I realized there was nothing safe to land on after I had already tried going to the right. Okay, so everything's been introduced. We got the Easy E. Let's do this. Those things are rising at different rates on different screens. I don't know how much I like that without giving them some sort of indication as to how quick they're going to go. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Okay. He's there. There's Flashman's Disco. So is Flashman's Disco like the sign that those things are going to come after us? Okay, that's bad design. The timing on those got desynced. It should... That sort of thing should never be happening in your stages. That I don't like. Like, here it was fine. Up ahead is... Maybe it's intended to be that way? Okay, so it's fine if you go right away, but if you take the time to wait and look at the... Uh-oh. Ah! That third one came out... The timing on that was a little bit off because... We can actually go back down here. Okay, so yeah. By the time you're still able to comfortably dodge the second one, the third one is coming at you. That's not good timing. Easy E, yeah, that's the instant death one. Fireman's burning services. We're gonna have issues soon. Well, there's no disco. That's also not appropriate. Well, I guess you needed that there, but that's a really cheap death trap. Because if you're trying to outrun a laser, you're like, hey, look, a spot I can slide. Well, if you slide there, you're just dead. I do like having the laser chase idea where you need to outpace that laser or die. That's a good way to use it. Okay, that was not well indicated on that screen. So a couple of the ideas here have been really good ideas, and a couple of things have just been really bad in its execution. Yeah, like, those lasers were so poorly indicated, and likely should not have been death laser. Why do we have a big guy here? You weren't in the box. Get out of here. Okay, this section was just 3 enemies, and I didn't care. Daring Duck of Mystery, Champion of the Night. Oh, champion, right. Swoops out of the shadows. Darkwing owns the night. Somewhere some villain schemes. Put his numbers up, Darkwing Duck. When there's trouble, you call DW. Darkwing Duck. Okay, I know I'm saying this very, very poorly. Let's get dangerous. Darkwing Duck. I'm also, like, so off-key with the music. This is the worst singing of the Darkwing Duck theme song anyone's ever done. Let's not even finish that, and let's just get out of here. Oh, we have to battle Darkwing Duck. Oh, he's like Hardman. This is Hardman. He's gonna punch me in the face. Stop that. Why are we battling against Darkwing Duck? We're both supposed to be heroes. I appreciate the recolor, though. What about the, Flashman's Disco and Fireman's Burning Services and Sparkman's Power Company? I was kind of expecting, like, a gauntlet of boss battles against those 3. Or maybe even something where, I don't know, you have to fight Fireman while you have, like, Sparkman up in a corner, like, launching his projectiles at you as well. And you have, like, a different room layout, and then maybe you throw Flashman in there, too, to sometimes stop time. Probably be too much to dodge all of that at once, but that's what I was thinking, like, gauntlet of all 3 of them in different unique setups, not fighting Darkwing Duck himself. But, yeah, this one should be, like, a tier lower. Just gonna throw that out there. Oh my, I haven't thought about Darkwing Duck in years. The graphics here are really nice, and the billboards were such a good touch. It was nice aesthetically, but considering those Robot Masters didn't end up actually appearing or doing anything in the stage, left me disappointed. Also, aesthetically, some of those spots were not nice. At all. The level is short, but concise in a very good way. The 2 intro challenges work to ease you in, and then it just jumps into mixing them very quickly. They never made me feel like, okay, when's the level going to actually start? The quick laser sections were short, engaging, and always felt fun. No. No, they did not. I found 2 instances where they weren't. The really slow-moving ones aren't a new idea, but they were still executed really well and are fun to play. You're not executed. You're fired again! Again, egregiously just off. The boss reskin just tied the whole level together. The whole level never outstays its welcome and never gets boring. I'll give it those 2 things. Good job. I love me some personality in a stage. The billboards were subtle, but they added a lot of flavor to the level. As for the challenges, they were nothing groundbreaking, and they got reused a bit throughout the level. Generally, though, it was fun, and I did enjoy the force beam chase. I enjoyed it too, except for the part where if you slide, you just die. Also, I didn't know Darkwing was such a heavyweight. Did you know that if you rearrange the letters in Darkwing Duck and then you get rid of some of the letters and then turn the W upside down and then squint so that the K looks like an H and the C looks like an A, you get Hard Man? Was that whole paragraph of text really necessary? This level reminds me a lot of Mega Man 1 with its level design choices. There's lots of wide open spaces, it's a little repetitive, and there's even a cute little big eye at the end. Yeah, I was getting some Mega Man 1 vibes from this. Luckily for you, I really enjoy Mega Man 1. Are you even competent enough to play Mega Man 1? It's like one of the hardest Mega Man games, in my opinion. And had a good time blasting through the level. It turns out that the core gameplay of Mega Man is fun, even when you're not using all your gimmicks. That's not to say this level doesn't have its fair share of problems. Oh, it definitely has. Yeah, most of them involving the quick lasers. You mix and match the two varieties of quick beams, sometimes on the same screen, but the non-fatal variety are used on the easier challenges. If you're going to mix and match, the less punishing lasers should be used on the harder screens to slightly mitigate the difficulty. The last screen is the most gratuitous. My playstyle usually involves holding X and right simultaneously unless there's a compelling reason to do otherwise. So that's why you're terrible at Mega Man, because that's how you want it, yeah. There's a lot of reasons to do otherwise in like every stage, almost every. So, I didn't realize what a gotcha screen it is. Actually, there's a lot of gotchas in this level. Like the one tile high tunnel that drops you into a pit of spikes. Unless you turn around and faceplant into a death. Yeah, that is not good design. Out of all the people to mention, why is it MJack that's pointing out these problems? Okay, it's also kind of weird that you use the two level gimmicks together almost at the very beginning of the level and then never use them on the same screen again, I suppose. But I like this level, despite some notable flaws. Some of this might just be down to the cute city environment, complete with the billboards for E-tanks and the like. It's charming, but more importantly, it makes this stage feel like it's set somewhere. And come on, who wouldn't go to Flashman's Disco? I agree with MJack's score. This thing should be down in like tier 6. Maybe 7. Anyways. Maybe 5. Maybe not as low as 5. But definitely tier 6. It's always a pleasant surprise when you play a level that actually feels pretty right in length. The enemy placement was pretty on point for most of this level. They were introduced pretty well and never felt terribly unfair, even those dashing plant man bugs. And while I'm at it, I'll say that the boss replacement was cute, so good on that. On the other side of things, the force beam introduction could have been a little cleaner. Yes. Not only does the first room with them make you stall long enough that you might get bopped by the first force beam if you don't slide fast enough, but after being introduced to the damage you over time beams, the last one in the very same room just happens to be a different kind of force beam with absolutely no warning. Really, the force beam challenges didn't really feel unfair after that introduction. Disagree. But the first few rooms were definitely harder than the ones in the rest of the level. That, and rarely when force beams come down vertically instead of horizontally, there's really no way to predict that is going to happen. Yeah, in that one spot, especially aesthetically, there was Like, I saw the gap the second time I went through it, but there was no indication. And if you were waiting in dealing with the enemy, like I was, the force beam will either, and it's the instant death force beam, it either comes down on top of you, or you end up getting stuck behind it, and there's no recourse for that. There's no resetting that room. I suppose you could Tengu Dash through it. I need to use Tengu Dash more. Still, that's not good design. Generally, when you see an open hole in the wall, you can guess that a force beam is going to pop out of there, but there was no indication that anything was going to come out of the ceiling, especially since you were standing on the floor above it and didn't even see a laser thing. So that was, yeah, that was aesthetically, that was just horrible. It might sound minor, and in the grand scheme, it is, but telegraphing is important. The challenges with the rocket platforms were a lot more consistent in terms of difficulty, though, but sometimes the platform cycles got out of sync on my end. Yep, I had that happen too, which ended up making the challenge a lot harder than it needed to be. A good deal of thought was put into this, I feel, but a couple aspects just don't quite add together. Man, I had like all three of those main problems. But even with its flaws, it managed to be a pretty fun time. And at the very least, I'll sincerely thank you for not making me play a force beam level that goes on for triple the length it should. Positives. I know why only one of the judges found the whole slide into the one tile gap thing while you're trying to outrun a force beam, because really, that would be the obvious thing any competent Mega Man player would do. You know, if you're trying to run from something, sliding is faster. Oh look, here's a path you can slide through. Well, I'm the only one that ran into that problem. Well, no, MJack ran into that problem too. The other three didn't even consider it because they're not as competent Mega Man players. Yes, I said it again. But Freem's score was not egregious or anything worth firing over. Curlinger, you there. Get off the ice. Shoo-shoo. First they kicked me out of the library, then they kicked me out of the engine room. Why doesn't anyone like me? Maybe I'll go to the dining hall and drown my sorrows in soda. You could probably help them cook with the flames. That'd probably be a better spot for you. I'm so full of fun. Yeah, because when you shoot them, then you get more of them. Isn't there something up above? Yes, and I need to use Rush to get up there. He's so cute. Don't stare. Don't stare. Work up the nerve to ask him out. She's so cute, but I'm too nervous to ask her out. She probably doesn't know I exist. That's funny, but two different seal-type enemies. The only problem is, like, when I just looked at these, I thought these were parent and child, and then this whole dating thing got really weird when I first read it. Anyways, yeah, I think we're gonna end things off here. Ooh, I like those. Not that. Well, that's kind of. I like that platform. Not the one before the crash platform. I like that platform. I like seeing it more. I'm interested to see what a Tier 9 stage, 21st place, ends up doing about this. This could also be the central caterpillar, because we have the caterpillar enemy. Anywho, for now, I'll take my leave.